Hey, Louie. Louie, guess what time it is? That's right, it's time for the complete Blu-ray slash 4K collection video. Yay! He's very hyped up for it. You can see it all over his little face. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the second installment of Collection Month 2025, the complete Blu-ray and 4K collection video 2025 edition. I'm not going to bore you guys with an overly long intro. You know what this is. I've made you wait long enough for it. Let's go ahead and head upstairs and I'll show you the entire collection. So here is where you can find the majority of my movies. Behind this door right here, or pair of doors I should say. We're here in my office slash theater room here in my house. Got the 3 posters up behind the couch here. Technically 5 posters because I got the little 2 mini posters next to it. There's my desk, my server setup, and there's the TV. It's a TCL Roku 65-inch 4K television. Of course, you gotta have the Coors Light. Cold as the Rockies bottle opener there. But this is not a room tour, because this room is a nightmare right now. It's a complete mess. This is the complete 4K slash Blu-ray collection video. So why don't I show you where I keep the majority of my movies. They are right here. There's the black movie shelf from my old bedroom at my parents' house. It did survive the move, thank God, and it is now one of the main storage shelves here in the closet. Never mind the Superman outfit, that's for an upcoming video. But behind that is even more movies. Yeah, a little brown shelf there that I kept in my parents' basement for years. So, we can start over at the black movie shelf and just kind of work our way down. So in order to show you most of the black movie shelf here in the closet, I've had to turn on the flash because it's very dark in this closet and I don't have the best lighting in this room. But we'll start off here at the top with this stack of Star Wars. You guys know I'm a huge Star Wars fan. It's my bread and butter. That franchise literally means more to me than my own life at this point, and I own a lot of various copies of these movies. So we'll start up at the top here. We got the Walmart exclusive The Last Jedi Blu-ray variant. John Wick Chapter 2 apparently snuck its way in here. I grabbed this because it's got a pit bull on the front cover, and Leia, my dog, is a pit bull. And pit bulls don't get a lot of positive representation in movies, especially not in real life because people are really shitty owners. So I had to grab this just because, look at him. He's so cute. I'll put him over there in that pile. On top of Moonlighting with Bruce Willis. I got the Target exclusive of The Rise of Skywalker 4K. Robot Chicken Star Wars Episode 3. Icons on Earth Star Wars. That was like an Amazon show, I think, that Mill Creek put out on physical media. Walmart variant of The Force Awakens. That's got a special... I guess I can just show you here. There's no time limit to this video. Christmas packaging on it. You watch the supplemental on that on HMR. You'd have already known what that looks like. The UK copy of Solo on Blu-ray. Last Jedi Target exclusive. Rogue One Target exclusive. The original release of the complete saga. Target exclusive of The Force Awakens. That is the Walmart exclusive of The Force Awakens with the BB-8 slipcover. That's the Walmart variant of The Rise of Skywalker. There's the original trilogy. I think that was one of the last times 20th Century Fox released the films on Blu-ray with a DVD counterpart. The specialized original trilogy. The 4K variants of the original trilogy. Another copy of the complete saga. This is a 2015 reprint of this box set up here. This is significant because I found it at Goodwill for like $1.95, I think, way back when Goodwill actually had good deals on physical media. There's the prequels, a matching set to this one up here. I just think those are cool because they've got DVDs that are included in them, and if I sold anything Star Wars, I'd probably die. I got Bad Batch Seasons 1 and 2. Those are not official. Those are bootlegs. And the entire complete Clone Wars show, including Season 7, which, again, is not official. It's a bootleg, unfortunately, but I do have Season 5 now. I think I've had Season 5 for the last few years, though. But that's significant because Season 5 was massively underprinted here in the United States, at least on Blu-ray. So my copy is from the UK. So moving on past the Star Wars stack, we are now at the 4K section of my collection. I started organizing everything back when I first moved into this apartment, and I just kind of gave up. I just kind of said, you know what, 4K's on this shelf, that's it. We're just going with that. And then everything else just kind of ended up where it ended up. So this is all 4K up here. I'm probably going to change this, though, because I don't like the 4Ks being by themselves. I thought I would like it. I thought it would make things easier to categorize. But I don't like it. I don't like separating franchises. So this is probably going to change by next year. But all of these shelves have two layers of movies on them. I could not keep these only one layer. I would have to buy a whole crap ton of more shelves to be able to keep things one layer. So I had to do the double layer thing here. I'm not a huge fan of it. There's a lot of movies behind there that you can't see, like Peanuts Holiday Collection hiding away back there. But don't worry, we will see those here after I get done with these movies. So if we start up here at the top, there's Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the first Despicable Me, Shrek 1 and 2, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Reservoir Dogs. Try to move around here so the glare doesn't cut off the titles there. There we go. Toy Story 4, Target exclusive of Luca, Soul. We'll just keep moving here on the stacks. Ford v Ferrari, Detective Pikachu, The Karate Kid, Hell or High Water, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Rampage, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and 2 Target exclusives of Turning Red and Frozen 2. And in this next stack, we got Jaws 2, Superman Red Sun, Batman vs. the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Schindler's List, Thunderbolts, the first Jaws, and Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. If you are scared of space in any way, don't watch this movie. It's terrifying. Now to the movies underneath. American Graffiti, Christmas Vacation, Shang-Chi, Black Widow, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, Pulp Fiction, Plane, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Last Night in Soho, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Venom 1 and 2, The Punisher and Punisher Warzone, The Bike Riders, Kick-Ass. I believe that's a Walmart exclusive of Logan. It comes with like art cards or something inside of it. X-Men Dark Phoenix, the X-Men Trilogy, Raya and the Last Dragon, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Deadpool 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Eternals, the Patriot, Joker. We got Cars 3, it's a Target exclusive of Onward, WALL-E, How to Train Your Dragon 1, 2, and 3, Scoob, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. That is the 4K. It's just got the Blu-ray slipcover on it. Avengers Infinity War, A Few Good Men, The Town, Captain America Brave New World, and the Lego Movie 1 and 2. It's looking a little different now, isn't it? Here are the movies that were hidden back behind that first layer. Up here at the top, we got Ron's Gone Wrong, Lightyear, Clue, Dune Part 1, Transformers Rise of the Beast, Star Trek 2009, It's a Wonderful Life, The Nightmare Before Christmas, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, The Fall Guy, The First Vacation, Bumblebee, the live-action Cinderella, Creed 2 and Creed 3, Ad Astra, Arrival, and The Kingsman. Peanuts Holiday Collection, Ghostbusters Afterlife, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Civil War, Beverly Hills Cop, Night School, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Elvis, and Tenet. The Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman 1984, Birds of Prey, Shazam, Aquaman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Regular Justice League, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, The Batman, Speed, Top Gun 1 and 2, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. That's a UK variant there. My mom actually got that for me on Amazon for Christmas. She didn't realize she was ordering the UK variant. We got Expendables. I know I said in a vlog video couple months ago. Don't ever buy that movie, but I did. It was cheap, and I needed it for the collection. And Expendables 2, the best Expendables film. Mission Impossible Fallout and Dead Reckoning Part 1. Alright guys, just Dead Reckoning now. I still need to pick up Final Reckoning. There's a lot of movies on 4K actually that I need to pick up. You'll notice I don't have anything like Fantastic Four, First Steps, or Superman in this collection. I'm waiting for Black Friday. There's Prey next to that, Hobbs and Shaw, Fast X, John Wick Chapter 4, Operation Fortune, Ruse Yeager, Die Hard, Hacksaw Ridge, Saving Private Ryan, The Lion King, Superman, 78, 1917, Nobody, Rambo, Last Blood, Old, Escape from LA, Mean Girls, No Time to Die, Cold Pursuit, Atomic Blonde, Train to Busan, Oppenheimer. And it's like a weird BBC Earth documentary, Oceans. It looks really good on 4K. Casablanca, The Maltese Falcon, Unbreakable, and Wreck-It Ralph 1 and 2. Alright, so below the 4Ks, we've got just regular Blu-rays now. And again, these aren't in any particular order, so you're going to see a lot of random stuff just kind of grouped up together. For instance, we have Secretariat, and then below that we have Seven. And then The Walk, There Will Be Blood, Daredevil, and Elektra 2-pack, The A-Team, John Carter, the rest of the Fast and Furious films, The Sandlot, The Great Gatsby, Planet Terror, The Lone Ranger, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, Oblivion, The Monuments Men, Target, exclusive of the theatrical cut of Justice League, and then the Batman Anthology. The Great Wall, Exodus Gods and Kings, Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, Tremors, Green Lantern, Man of Steel, Blu-ray of Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, and The Flash. Down here, we got Total Recall, The Last Stand, the Batman film from 1966, Predators, Point Break, Last Man Standing, and The Last Boy Scout, The Fugitive, The Gentleman, Baby Driver, The Italian Job, the remake, Crank 1 and 2, Pacific Rim, Kickboxer, most of the Dirty Harry films, I'm missing the fourth one, the Expendables 1, 2, and 3, V for Vendetta, Sex Tape, Red Dawn, Rambo 2, 3, and 4, John Wick 1 and 2, The Terminator 1 through 6, the Harry Potter 8-film collection, SWAT, Mortal Kombat, The Rundown, the rest of the Mission Impossible films, Jason Bourne, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and Taxi Driver. And now for the layer behind that. This stack should be easy over here. This is every James Bond film that has been released, except for No Time to Die, which you saw earlier, and the weird kind of one-off Sean Connery one. I'm forgetting its name. It's this one right here. I'll throw a picture on screen. I don't have that one because it wasn't released on Blu-ray here in America. Next to that, we have American Made, The Bank Job, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, The Boondock Saints, Shutter Island, a mini-series on Disney Parks. That is The Hobbit. It's a fan cut. It's on 2 separate Blu-rays. I got it from Odin's Movie Blog back when I won a giveaway in his Patreon. The Guardian, as well as on Her Majesty's Secret Service. So I guess I lied to you. That wasn't all the James Bond movies, because poor On Her Majesty's Secret Service is over here, where it belongs. The Magnificent Seven. That's the... Is this the remake or the original? Oh, this is the original. I have the remake. It's somewhere in here. Space Buddies, The Bane of My Existence. Footloose, Cleopatra, that's the one from the 1920s, right? Split, Sicario 2, Sorry to Bother You, Steve Jobs, Commando, and Sharktopus. Still have never seen that, but I own it. Down here, there's Basic Instinct, a wonderful watch around Valentine's Day. The Good Liar, Let Him Go, Bonnie and Clyde, Lawless, The Nice Guys, American Sniper, Jackie, Thank You for Smoking, A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas, The Green Mile, Titanic. What's this doing back here? This is a 4K. Why is this in the regular Blu-rays? Okay, I screwed the pooch on that one. 1 Hour Photo, Logan Lucky, Escape Plan, Jurassic Park 3D, Little Shop of Horrors, Haunted Mansion, Air Force One, Unstoppable, The Bible, In the Beginning, The Rhythm Section, Edge of Tomorrow, The Shallows, The Hustler, Deep Blue Sea, 47 Meters Down, The Reef, Shark Night, The First Sharknado, some weird Walmart bargain bin 4-film shark collection, Jaws 3 and Jaws the Revenge, Unknown, Nonstop, Run All Night, The Commuter, Honest Thief, and The Marksman. I like Liam Neeson. Layer Cake, The Case for Christ, A Fistful of Dollars and For a Few Dollars More, The Sound of Music, Hang 'em High, National Treasure 1 and 2, and The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, or Valance. And I'm going to go ahead and correct this mistake. There we go. Titanic's back where it belongs. We've reached the point in the collection where I now have to lay on the ground. Because we've reached the bottom shelf. Over here we've got all the Mad Max movies minus Furiosa, Real Steel, Greenland, Knives Out, The Edge of 17, The Goonies, The Disaster Artist, Zero Dark 30, my Deadpool photobomb slipcovers, still got all of them here, Edward Scissorhands, The Devil Wears Prada, The Day After Tomorrow, Office Space, City Slickers, Revenge of the Nerds, 127 Hours, Assassin's Creed, gross, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Predator, and Castaway. Over here in this stack, we got The Accountant, I Am Legend, Pirates of the Caribbean, 2 through 5. I don't know where the first one is. Scarface. I have the first one. It should be here somewhere. Down here on the bottom, there's the 2014 Godzilla, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Assault on Precinct 13, the remake, The Gray, Smokey and the Bandit, The Muppets Collection, includes Muppets Most Wanted, The Muppets, The Muppet Movie, The Great Muppet Caper, The Muppet Christmas Carol, and Muppet Treasure Island. And then there are the other 2 movies from the Muppets that were released on Blu-ray. For some reason, I guess Disney doesn't own the rights to The Muppets Take Manhattan and Muppets from Space, because these are released by Columbia. And this is a Disney box set. It's also from the UK. Days of Thunder, Gone Girl, Just Mercy, Dragged Across Concrete, Silver Linings Playbook, Uncut Gems. Don't watch that movie if you have anxiety. It will make it worse. Argo, Killing Jesus, Dying of the Light, The Passion of the Christ, Stolen, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, How to Marry a Millionaire, The King's Speech, The Parent Trap, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, The Santa Claus 3, HD Moods Trains, just a bunch of train footage, The Usual Suspects, True Grit the remake, Fight Club, I want to take his face off, Face Off, Godzilla vs. Kong, Where the Crawdads Sing, The Hobbit 1, 2, and 3, 2 and 3 are on Blu-ray 3D, Kong Skull Island, The Transporter 1 and 2, Tomb Raider, that movie didn't stink, that was a good one, Prince of Persia, oh, we're back to the stinking now, 4 film favorites, action thrillers collection. I'll show you that one here in a minute. Mask of Zorro and The Legend of Zorro. Troy, We Were Soldiers, Pompeii, and Miss Congeniality 1 and 2. And this 4 film favorites here is Ninja Assassin, Blood Diamond, Domino, and Executive Decision. So, some real classics in this one here. Blood Diamond's good, though, isn't it? I feel like people talk about that movie still. Now for the layer behind that. Starting off with this stack, Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, 50 Shades of Grey, don't ask, Star Trek Beyond, Planet of the Apes, that's the remake from Tim Burton, and then the new trilogy, Rise, Dawn, and War, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, little Christopher Nolan section here, Inception, Interstellar, and Dunkirk. Spielberg's first movie, Duel, The Judge, Glass, the rest of the Planet of the Apes films, and the Rocky 6-film collection. Undisputed collection, I should call it. You got Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, Angel Has Fallen, Why Him, The Last Samurai, Fantastic Four double feature. That's Fantastic Four and Rise of the Silver Surfer. We got Barbie, Patriots Day, The Northman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original trilogy, TMNT, the 2 live-action Michael Bay produced ones, and Mutant Mayhem. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. Sin City 1 and 2, Watchmen, The Losers, Wanted, Dread, War Games, Independence Day, The Creator, Kingsman: The Golden Circle, Minority Report, RoboCop 1, 2, and the remake. I'm still on the lookout for RoboCop 3. I've never seen it, but I own the first 2, and the remake, kind of feel like I need it. District 9, Transformers 1, 2, and 3. I will never buy 4 and 5. First Man, Cowboys and Aliens, Apollo 13, Rocky with a really cool slipcover, First Creed, The Fighter, Raging Bull. So we went from boxing movies to now we're into Martin Scorsese here. See how these are not organized in any way, shape, or form? We got The Departed, Goodfellas and The Aviator, Gangs of New York, Hugo, The Wolf of Wall Street, and then there's The Prestige. Random Christopher Nolan movie down there. Home Alone 2, not paired up with the first one. Prince of Persia again. Do I own 2 copies of that movie? Some real classics in this one here. Blood Diamond's good, though, isn't it? Reagan, another random Christopher Nolan movie, Insomnia, Jingle All the Way, Violent Night, and Cop Shop. All right, everyone say bye, Black Movie Shelf. I've moved the Superman costume over there. Now we move on to the brown shelf. This shelf used to be in my parents' basement. I picked it up at Goodwill probably a year or 2 ago and kind of just kept it around in case I ever needed it. Turns out it fits perfectly in this little closet here in my theater room. So this top portion is basically boutique portion of my collection, or a huge chunk of it. This is where the Arrow video stuff, Kino Lorber, Criterion, we have some Warner Archive stuff in there, some Paramount Presents, and I believe some Mill Creek titles in here as well. Mill Creek's not really a boutique label, but I like keeping those together. So we'll start over here at the end with this top row up here. We got the Long Riders from Kino Lorber, Drugstore Cowboy, Silence of the Lambs, and Anora. And then down below that, Citizen Kane, Seven Samurai, Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Magnificent Ambersons, A Hard Day's Night, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, Barry Lyndon, The Last Temptation of Christ, For All Mankind, 1984, The Roaring Twenties, The Blob, Sisters, Mean Streets, Dressed to Kill, The Great Dictator, and The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, I think's how you pronounce that. That's most of my Criterion collection there. There's some in another area of the house I'll show you later. Here's some of my Arrow video stuff. We got 16 Candles, My Stepmother is an Alien, Weird Science, Cruisin', and then the rest of this is basically just Kino Lorber stuff. No Way Out, The Great Train Robbery, Love Slaves of the Amazons, don't ask. Bedtime for Bonzo, David and Bathsheba, The Warlord, an early Tom Cruise film, Losing It, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, Adios Sabata, 1 Million Years BC, In Search of Dracula, Play It to the Bone, The Hard Way, One Good Cop, Lost Highway, The Italian Job, Brick, and then here's some Mill Creek stuff, Straight Talk, Last Action Hero, Spaceballs, and above that, The Law and Jake Wade from Warner Archive, Avengers Infinity War, the Target exclusive variant, that just kind of wound up in here because I really didn't have a place to put it. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, True Believer, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot, Fatal Attraction, The One Lone Blu-ray representing Paramount Presents and Horror of Dracula. And then this middle shelf here is basically filled up. This is in no order, again, whatsoever. There is no rhyme or reason as to why one movie is next to the other. But we have Drive, Murder on the Orient Express, the remake, Kingsman, Star Trek, that's 2, 3, and 4, Avatar, the Superman motion picture anthology, that's Superman 1, 2, 3, 4, and Superman Returns. I had been searching for that for a long time before I finally found it at Mega Replay. Selma, Kick-Ass 2, Jonah Hex, The Lord of the Rings, that's the theatrical cuts on Blu-ray. Valkyrie, The Man Who Killed Hitler, and then the Bigfoot, The Diary of a Wimpy Kid trilogy, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, and Slow West. That's a UK print there. Found that at Half Price Books for extraordinarily cheap. Mickey's Christmas Carol, The Princess Bride, a 2-pack of Australia and Walk the Line, Birdman, In the Name of the King 2, The Man with the Iron Fist, Captain Phillips, My Wife Has an Unhealthy Obsession with Somali Pirates, Braveheart, Daddy's Home, W, and Escape from New York. Technically, I think Escape from New York should be up here with the boutique stuff, because that's a Scream Factory release down there. Starting here at the bottom, we have my Canadian copy of Pulp Fiction, Collateral, The Way Back, the remake of the Magnificent Seven, Jackie Brown, Fury, Chinatown, the Mel Brooks collection, Mallrats, My Fair Lady. We have Tag, we have Kill Bill 1 and 2, Knock at the Cabin, Death Proof, Sound of Freedom, The French Connection, Roadhouse, Jennifer's Body, Sin City, that's the recut and unrated version. We have Bad Times at the El Royale, Moneyball, Parasite, Tango and Cash, Bridge of Spies, We're the Millers, Impractical Jokers the movie, Over the Top, Terminal, The Hateful Eight, Cloverfield, Snowden, The Untouchables. We have Dog, The Happy Time Murders, The Upside, Hot Fuzz, The World's End, Game Night, Immortals, Parental Guidance, Ticket to Paradise, The Verdict, The Meg 2, Gone with the Wind, and Unforgiven. And the back layer has been exposed. So we'll start with this stack up here, 21 and 22 Jump Street, 2 cuts of X-Men Days of Future Past, Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Iron Man 3, Thor 2, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, 21 Bridges, The Iron Claw, Ghost Rider, Once Upon a Deadpool, Ghost Rider 2, X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi trilogy, and then the 2 Amazing Spider-Man films below that. Inglourious Bastards, Ocean's 11, The Manchurian Candidate, that's the remake, Deepwater Horizon, First Strike, the Jackie Chan collection. That should also be in the boutique label section. That's a shout release. The Wolverine, that's the super duper special edition with the unrated cut of the film. X-Men First Class, Thor, Howard the Duck, everyone's favorite movie right there. Anchorman, Elf, Super Troopers, The Breakfast Club, Airplane, Jumanji, The Next Level. See, these should really be next to each other, right? Trading Places, The Fanatic, Unhinged, Bad Boys for Life, Megan Levy, Central Intelligence, Wedding Crashers, Neighbors 1 and 2, The Hitman's Bodyguard, all 4 Lethal Weapon films, Talladega Nights, Bridesmaids, A Star is Born, Dumb and Dumber, and The Mask, Action Point, A Christmas Story, Men in Black 1, 2, and 3, Horrible Bosses, The Campaign, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. There's Two Guns, Blade, Cool Hand Luke, Gifted, Dances with Wolves. Well, hey man, there's a Blu-ray here. There's the Big Lebowski, Pop Star, The War with Grandpa, Paul Blart Mall Cop, essential for any collection, The 5-Year Engagement, Harold and Kumar 2, They Escaped from Guantanamo Bay in that one, Bohemian Rhapsody, Ted 1 and 2, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and the Rush Hour trilogy. And finally, folks, we've reached the bottom portion of the brown movie shelf. This is basically just animated films, which I don't know why Mickey's Christmas Carol is up on the top shelf, and it should be in here. But, like I said, these are in no particular order, they're just very loosely organized. There's Madagascar, Winnie the Pooh, A Very Merry Pooh Year. There's Pinocchio, Brother Bear 1 and 2, Atlantis 1 and 2, 101 Dalmatians, all 3 volumes of the Pixar animated short films, Monsters University, Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, Monsters vs. Aliens, The Peanuts Movie, Cars 2, Finding Dory and Finding Nemo, Home on the Range, Ratatouille, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, Cars Toon, Mater's Tall Tales, Frosty the Snowman, Snoopy Come Home, The Aristocats, The Iron Giant, Penguins of Madagascar Movie, SpongeBob 1 and 2, Over the Hedge, The Croods, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. That's a weird animated movie there. It's 2 separate, 30-minute specials that were edited together into one movie. The Mr. Toad portion's the weirdest one. It's literally like Toad goes on trial because he speeds a lot. The Jungle Book, SpongeBob 3. See, those should be together. I don't know why that's separated so much. There are the other 2 Madagascar films, Escape to Africa and Europe's Most Wanted. Hotel Transylvania 3, a viewer sent me that. I think Ricky sent me that. He might have, or it might have been someone else. I don't know. They just randomly sent me Hotel Transylvania 3. Bob's Burgers Movie, South Park Movie. There's the first Hotel Transylvania. Let me back this up a little bit so you can see a little better. There we go. There's a Mickey and Minnie short film collection there. Jungle Book 2, another sequel way far down from the original. Despicable Me 2 and Despicable Me 3. The Simpsons Movie, Lego Batman, Lego Ninjago, Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3, Coco, Lady and the Tramp, Winnie the Pooh, Springtime with Roo, there's Pooh's Grand Adventure, The Search for Christopher Robin, and up there at the top, Bambi. Wait just a moment, I forgot one thing. This should have really been on the boutique shelf here. This is a special Lionsgate limited release of Francis Ford Coppola's The Conversation. It's a large box. It's got a really cool looking steelbook, a poster, and I even think there's a tape in there that's like a soundtrack or something on a cassette tape. It's really awesome. All right, so we're done with the closet of movies. Now we move over to my desk. As you can see, I've changed my setup ever so slightly here. I used to have figures in these little cubby holes here. Now I have steelbooks. And then up here at the top, we actually have some Redbox movies, as well as some PC software and some CDs. But we're here for the movies today, so let's jump into these steelbooks. So up there at the top, there's Sherlock Holmes 2, A Game of Shadows, Dune Part 2, we have Space Jam, we have Cars 3, Coming to America, the first Sonic, the Die Hard collection, The Incredibles, The Equalizer trilogy, Hulk, and Hellboy. And then in the cubicle below that, Iron Man is on top here. This is mostly MCU steelbooks. Avengers Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. Spider-Man trilogy, that's Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. The Mondo, Guardians of the Galaxy steelbook, Captain America trilogy, Thor, Ragnarok, and Thor Love and Thunder. Kind of embarrassed to say that I bought that steelbook at full price. And we move over here. We'll start here at the top. To Kill a Mockingbird. We got First Blood, American Psycho, Sicario, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, The Hurt Locker, 310 to Yuma. Sorry, this lamp is kind of casting a lot of glare there. There we go, that's better. 310 to Yuma, Fall, The Hunger Games quadrilogy, and then The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Wonder, and a sealed copy of Star Wars The Force Awakens. And below that, this is mostly Star Wars stuff with a couple other things. This lamp's kind of in the way. There's Solo there, Rogue One, Andor Season 1, Mandalorian Seasons 1 through 3, first season of Ahsoka, and then The Last Jedi, Hackers, Django Unchained, Shaun of the Dead, and the first Jumanji. That's a beautiful hunk of junk, ain't it? But now we've come to a very special part of the room, the rest of the Steelbook collection. It lives on this white shelf here, where my Xbox, my PS3, and eventually my PS4 is going to go. I'm going to move the Xbox onto this top shelf and the PS4 Pro onto this one, and then put the PS3 on top of it, so then I'll have like the PS7 clickbait thumbnail title there. But yeah, this is the rest of the Steelbooks. You can see this wall O Steelbook back here is pretty much full. I don't have any room for my poor Matrix Steelbook. It's just kind of by itself right now. On top of something I need to cover on home media reviews, the VHS special edition of Terminator 2. This isn't a VHS collection video. This is a Blu-ray and 4K collection video. Up there at the top, there's Bad Boys 1 and 2, Rocket Man, The Ten Commandments, The Blues Brothers, Catch Me If You Can, the first 4 Bourne films. That's El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, The Godfather, Kingdom of Heaven, Zoolander, The Boy and the Heron, Zombieland 2, Sherlock Holmes, Star Trek Into Darkness, The Last Unicorn, The Gambler. Kind of cheating here, that's a metal pack, but it's a Spike miniseries of Tut. I think that's the only TV show I'm including here. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I'm not including TV shows in this collection. I did TV shows last year, so those Blu-rays are now banished to that. So that's the one TV show we'll show here. I got Bad Batch Seasons 1 and 2, and the entire complete Clone Wars show. Andor Season 1, Mandalorian Seasons 1 through 3, first season of Ahsoka, Christmas Vacation, and The Martian. On the bottom, 300, The Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, cool pop art steelbooks, kind of rare. The Back to the Future trilogy, Big Hero 6, The Color of Money, that's a UK steelbook. Captain America Civil War, again from the pop art line. Southpaw, The Sting, one of my last purchases from Best Buy before they got rid of physical media. Shazam 2, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, You Never Give Up and You Never Surrender, Galaxy Quest, Ant-Man, Rocky Balboa. I won that in a giveaway from OMB Reviews. I'm thinking about getting rid of it because why do I just need Rocky Balboa on 4K Steelbook? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I'd rather have the first movie. Taken 3 movie collection, Heat, Gran Torino, Les Mis, Jurassic Park, Lone Survivor, Black Panther, and Captain Marvel. Another Marvel Steelbook I'm kind of embarrassed to admit I bought day one. So that's it for the theater room. Everyone say bye, theater room. There's my bathroom. That's where I do important business that I won't talk about here. We're in the hallway because more movies. This is the last bit of my collection that needed to be moved over from my parents' house. This is mostly everything else that I haven't put on the shelves or categorized or anything like that. Just, it's overflow, basically. You can see there's a lot of DC animated stuff in here. Of course I say that, and then there's Need for Speed, Live by Night, and then we get Batman Hush, Batman Gotham by Gaslight, Batman Year One, Injustice, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, Reign of the Supermen, The Death of Superman, Wonder Woman Bloodlines, Justice League Crisis on Two Earths, Flashpoint Paradox, Throne of Atlantis, Gods and Monsters, Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, Batman The Dark Knight Returns Parts 1 and 2, Batman versus Two-Face, that should be in the Steelbook section, Under the Red Hood, The Killing Joke, and Return of the Caped Crusaders, and then Teen Titans Go to the movies, and The Social Network. Most of this DC animated stuff, I don't think I'm going to hang on to much longer. All of this I have ripped and put on Plex. I don't need a lot of these physically. Like, why do I need Wonder Woman Bloodlines physically? I don't know. Deathstroke Knights and Dragons, I watched it once. It's fine. Injustice, that was okay. I've never read the original comic storyline that that's based on, but the video game is amazing, and the movie didn't do that justice. So, I don't know. Most of this stuff might be gone next year. I don't know yet. Down below that, a really amazing thriller, and it's underrated. It's Buried with Ryan Reynolds. That movie is tense as hell for it only having one person in it for the majority of it. The Shawshank Redemption. You have Noah, the Great Escape, the Menu, Get On Up. Hey, Paul. No, that's not based on Jared Leto's character from American Psycho. Alice in Wonderland, Shark Week Collection, 4 of the Purge movies, all the way up to the first Purge. Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049, The Protege, The Green Knight, The Foreigner, Edge of Darkness, Oz the Great and Powerful, The Art of Racing in the Rain, The Greatest Showman, Keepers of the Magic, that's a documentary about filmmaking, Journey to the Center of the Earth, Hocus Pocus, a certified Halloween classic, and Christopher Robin. And over here, this is a steelbook of Ballerina that I just got in the other day from O&B Reviews. I'm still a member of his Patreon, so I still win things occasionally. So that was really cool. Thank you, Odin, for sending me that. And then over here, there's a lot of Christmas movies. I'm trying not to show the glare from the light up here. It's kind of difficult. Hang on. There we go. Cast a little bit of a shadow there. Santa Claus 2. Oh, come on, camera, focus up. Santa Claus 2, The First Santa Claus, Home Alone, The Polar Express, Green Book, Victor Frankenstein, No Country for Old Men, Whiplash, that's a 4K, I'm not sure how that ended up in there. 42, The Jackie Robinson Story. There's Lord of War, Stand By Me, and Purge 5, The Forever Purge. And now we're in the most comfortable room in my apartment, the bedroom. Because I've got to show you this random stack of weirdness. These are movies that have been scattered across my apartment over the last couple of months that somehow didn't make their way back onto the movie shelves or onto the Steelbook section in one of these cases. For instance, no, I didn't get rid of my Clone Wars Blu-ray. I still have it. The Shrek 3D collection. I bought this from Goodwill to do a supplemental on it. That was probably a year ago at some point. Hey, there's an advertisement for next week's HMR. Dumb Money. And here's an advertisement for this week's HMR. Cocaine Bear. Another one. Renfield. The Hangover. My 4K copy of the Lord of the Rings trilogy that is probably stolen. I'm not sure. The guy who sold it on eBay seemed a little sketchy. But it is the 4Ks. They don't really stay in their their slots very well. I still need to either buy an official case for it or just print out artwork to put on there. It looks sketchy on the shelf. Deadpool and Wolverine. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Hey, it's Beetlejuice. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Here's Good Boys. My Blu-ray of Avengers Age of Ultron that I don't need, but I really like the red Blu-ray case. Plus, this is nostalgic for me. I picked this up day of release and watched it twice. I watched it at home, and then we went to Gatlinburg that same night with my youth group, and we watched it there. And Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bill and Ted 2-pack with Bogus Journey. Bill and Ted Face the Music, The Rock, Clerks, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, my first Blu-ray copy of Logan, Avengers in 3D, the Disney Movie Club exclusive of Cars, Target exclusive Avengers Blu-ray with the bonus disc, the original Avengers Blu-ray I bought off eBay years ago. I don't think I can ever part with this guy. Iron Man 2-disc Blu-ray set. The 4K I don't think has the really cool documentary on it that comes on the disc 2 of this set. That's my justification for why I keep this. Michael Clayton, celebrating Mickey, and then here's that Steelbook, Clueless. Most of that was HMR stuff, and then just some random stuff thrown in there, like, why is Michael Clayton hanging out in my apartment? I haven't watched this. How did it escape? We have 2 more stacks to go through here before we leave the bedroom. My wife and I honeymooned in Disney World. It's one of our favorite places to go. And before we left, I had this fantastic idea to get some of my Blu-rays signed by characters in the parks. That's why you didn't see stuff like this Fantasia, or Peter Pan, or Beauty and the Beast, or Inside Out, or Brave, or Winnie the Pooh, or The Incredibles 2, or the Blu-ray copy of The Lion King, or the first Pirates of the Caribbean film, or Monsters, Inc., or my 3D copy of Guardians of the Galaxy, or Dumbo in my regular collection, because we wanted to get those signed by characters. We did meet Star-Lord. He does not sign, though. He's just a walk-around character. We didn't get to meet people like Jack Sparrow, or I think Sully was a character that you could meet. I don't know who was from Dumbo that appears in the parks anymore. However, we did get some Blu-rays signed. I did want to show off this too. This is the Cars 100th anniversary slipcover here. Kind of in some mangled packaging. It's moved a couple times since I picked it up from Ben's Bargain Center. But we did get some stuff signed. We got Frozen signed by Anna and Elsa. The Little Mermaid, signed by Ariel. Cinderella, signed by Cinderella. Sleeping Beauty, signed by Aurora. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, signed by Pooh. Aladdin, signed by Jasmine. And finally, Snow White, signed by Snow White. That was a really cool experience. I don't think a lot of the cast members see people show up with like Blu-ray covers. I did see one guy in line. He had a whole stack of those Lorcana cards. These kinds of cards here. He had like a binder full of them, and he was getting a lot of character signatures on that. I thought it was a fun idea. Oh, I didn't get rid of the slipcovers. They're just over here because it's easier to show the Blu-rays. It's easier to show the signatures without the slipcovers on them. But don't fret, I kept the slipcovers. Oh, look, it's the obligatory Louis cameo that has to happen in every video now. What's going on, Buggy? Yeah, you're just living your best life right now? Well, the reason, folks, that we're downstairs is because the last part of my collection is stored on this very nice bookshelf here. Very, very classy shelf. It's the only point in the house where my wife said, hey, you can have movies out on display. The rest of it has to be books. And as you can see, the majority of it is books, except for down here. We have some movies down here now. These are divided up into 4 separate sections. We've got Steelbooks over here, Criterion's, Kino Lorber, and then Arrow stuff is back there. This first section is Steelbooks, and they are movies that mean a lot to me and my wife. We also have my Best Picture Oscar here. Do you guys know I'm a Best Picture winner, actually? Next to Pluto. So the first movie in this little small Steelbook section is a Steelbook of Angel Has Fallen. That was my wife and I's first date, so that movie is extremely important to us. Cars Steelbook next to that. That movie's just one of my absolute favorites. The Avengers, of course I had to throw that one in here. Lilo and Stitch, the UK Steelbook. My wife and I both love that movie. Zombieland. That was one of the first movies that we bonded over. We had a serious talk about, hey, would we survive the zombie apocalypse together? The Meg. My wife thinks that the Megalodon is still alive, so I keep that down here just to mess with her. Coraline, that's one of her favorite movies, as well as Rango. I actually bought that for her as a wedding present because I found Rango at a Barnes & Noble on sale like 2 days before our wedding. So that became part of her wedding gift. So let's do a little spin because this shelf can spin. It's on a Lazy Susan. And back behind there, we have my Arrow hardbox releases. I don't have a lot of them, as you can see, only 4 here, but these are premium products. I love my hardbox Arrow video stuff. Not so much that True Romance there. That kind of makes me angry that Arrow Video region locked that, and I can't watch that Blu-ray here in the US. Witness, never seen it, but it was on sale during a Barnes & Noble 50% off sale for all of Arrow stuff, and it was one of the only hardbox things there. It stars Harrison Ford. I definitely want to watch it one day. The Conan Chronicles, Conan the Barbarian and Conan the Destroyer in a beautiful, very large 2-pack here. I want to actually show you this close up here. This thing is just a monstrosity. Look at Arnold on the front cover there with the biceps and everything. It's beautiful. It is only the Blu-ray. When I went to Barnes & Noble to participate in the Arrow 50% off sale last time, they didn't have the 4K set anymore. They just had the 4Ks individually, and I wanted the big hardbox set, so that's where that came from. Now I can't put it back on the shelf. That's nice. Come here, Demolition Man. Get out of the way. This is a 4K. It's the Demolition Man 4K. It's another very nice hardbox set. This is actually a slipcover. Then underneath the slipcover, that's where you get the actual artwork, and that's how you access the film. Okay, Arrow stuff is put back. Now let's do another spin, and let's talk about Kino Lorber. Probably my favorite label that puts out just weird stuff on 4K and Blu-ray. The most absurd titles you've ever heard of, Kino Lorber probably has the license to. We've got Joe Kidd. We have The Hunted, Bad Lieutenant, Stanley Kubrick's Fear and Desire, the original Death Wish, High Noon, Nobody's Fool, Tropic Thunder, and Kindergarten Cop. Joe Kidd is the only one on here that's a regular Blu-ray. You can see down there they all are 4Ks except for that one. I should pick up another Kino 4K to replace Joe Kidd with, but during their last sale, nothing really stood out to me. But I love how just uniform everything is with the Kino Lorber Classics up there, all the film titles, and then look at all the Blu-ray logos and everything. Oh, it just lines up so good. I love it. One more big spin to my Criterions. These are some of my favorite Criterions, and then some that I've never seen but definitely want to watch at some point in the near future. The first one is Risky Business. I have seen it. It's fantastic. 12 Angry Men, the first time we ever covered a Criterion on Home Media Reviews, and one of the greatest films ever made. Blood Simple, Coen Brothers movie. I want to watch it soon. Foreign Correspondent. This one has an interesting story behind it. So when I worked at UPS years ago, my job allowed me to set up my phone off to the side and have movies playing as I was working. Foreign Correspondent was actually the last movie I watched when I worked at UPS, and I didn't even finish it. I got like a third of the way in, and then like a week later, that was my last day, so I never got the chance to finish it. Thief, Michael Mann movie. I love Collateral, and I've heard it's really good. Blowout with John Travolta, another movie I've heard's amazing. Want to watch eventually. Election, Matthew Broderick. Who was the other one in this movie? Hang on. It's Reese Witherspoon. I almost said Hilary Duff for some reason, but no, it's Reese Witherspoon. Political commentary. It's fun. And then Double Indemnity. This was one of the first Criterion 4Ks I ever picked up for myself. My first Criterion 4K was The Adventures of Baron Munchausen that I won from OMB Reviews, but this one I bought for myself off eBay, and I haven't seen it. Well, folks, that's it for the complete Blu-ray 4K collection. You are ruining the surprise. I was going to be like, look, I have my son in my hands, and he just decided to show his paw. He really wants to get down. Fine, go run. That wraps things up here for the complete Blu-ray /4K tour. I do apologize. We didn't show television shows here, although I did kind of cheat with some of the Star Wars stuff and some of the Steelbooks. But I know Collection Month this year has drug on a little longer than a lot of you expected it to. We started late, and now we're going to end in November because this is coming out the Thursday before Halloween. October 30th is when this video should be posted. So now Collection Month is going to go into November. So next week, not only are you getting the Home Media Review Season 7 finale, you're also getting the finale to Collection Month, and it's going to be on something very special. You may have actually seen a bit of a tease of it somewhere in this video. I wonder. Like a fuzz or something on my face. That was weird. You'll just have to come back next Thursday to find out. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'll see you all then. Good night, everybody.